Hello everyone, Vampire218 here, bringing you my Week 2 match of the IDL, the Infinity Draft League. The league where all of House Infinity who chose to participate is in. So this week I'm going against Jolt's Volts. And I know he's going to be coming at me at the speed of light, so I've got to be bringing heat. So I was thinking, I'm going to need some tanks. So I brought Mandibuzz, obviously, very good physical tank, very good at a little bit of stally play, Whirlwind in case he tries to set up and, copy what Solar did in his week 1, U-turn to get that pivot potential for a slow pivot, Toxic because, it's going to hit the majority of his team and be good, and then Roost to just get that health back. Overcoat, just because that's my favorite ability on Mandibuzz. If he tries and does certain types of moves, like I believe Dazzling Gleam is one of them. Powder moves, I'm not sure if Dazzling Gleam is one of them, but there are some powder moves that get used. Sandstorm and Hail is also a thing. Whether or not he uses it is very unlikely, but Rocky Helmet too, just to get that nice damage back. We got Florigis this week being our special defensive tank with Wish, Protect, Toxic, Moonblast, and Leftovers. Again, obviously, just my special defensive tank. Now, Cobalion this week is a very, you're probably asking, what the heck's that? So, this Cobalion is a red card so that it can, it's basically, it's my lead. What I want him to do is, I don't know, it's my lead. I always like using a red card lead sometimes, and I felt like that was the right play here. So Thunder Wave because he had some good speed tiers, Stealth Rock because I want to get up rocks, Volt Switch for that pivot potential, and Flash Cannon so I can deal with his fairy. Obviously justified because it's its only ability, but it's good. Now, looking at its stuff, I wanted a mixed tank. And I looked at this, and this gave me the most viability for what could get thrown at me from what he has. Latios here, Choice Scarf Latios, so that it can outspeed, I believe, his whole team. Draco, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam. It just gets enough coverage to, I believe, hit almost everything super effective. Darmanitan with a Choice Scarf as well, in a very similar boat. It can outspeed almost everything. Flare Blitz, EQ, Zen Headbutt, U-turn, and the Mega Absol being a very supportive Mega Absol, actually. Sure, I have Speedy, I got the special attack, but I wanted Will-O-Wisp and Calm Mind, because I was looking at his team, and I can outspeed almost everything. After a Calm Mind, I can do quite a good amount of damage through Ice Beam and Flamethrower. And there were certain mons that I needed to Will-O-Wisp, like Mega Aggron. And honestly, going into this, Mega Aggron was my biggest threat, because I was looking and I was like, Darmanitan takes, I believe, 3 hits to kill it and dies in 2. The same with any other of my mons. So you will see that in the match, and we're going to jump right into that right now. So looking at what he brought the Mega Aggron, which was my biggest concern, to be honest, because, Mega Aggron does not get enough justice. It is a very strong Mega and very difficult to deal with. So I had Toxic and stuff for the rest of his team, but we're going to jump right in to see what he does. And so I lead with Cobalion, and he, of course, leads with the Mega Aggron. So now, I'm predicting this thing to have an EQ type move, so I can't even try and get up rocks, because I was hoping he would lead with anything else, really. And I have to go right into the Mandibuzz, predicting an EQ, and he does reveal that he has the EQ. So that's 1 of 4 moves down, but it's still going to be a very long road ahead, because Mega Aggron is not the type of mon you're going to just OHKO. It has great defenses on both sides, so I have to U-turn out at this point. I just kind of want to see what he has. So I U-turn out into the Latios, and I get heavy slammed. And it really sucks, but it kind of had to happen. So then I hard switch into Darmanitan, and I get Thunder Waved. And he's now at least revealed 3 moves. So he EQs me, and it doesn't matter, but I get paralyzed. So I'm like, well, I have to switch out. Oh, but I don't, and I just lose one of my major win cons, and it sucks. but there's nothing I could do. A heavy slam, even against Mandibuzz, I believe was doing about half. So I go into the Absol because I need to get up that burn. And I get off the burn, and it's really important. He heavy slams, and, you know, I'm looking at the damage, and that's good damage. So I flamethrower because now I'm figuring I might be able to live, but I'm pretty sure I don't. And I don't. And it really sucks because you got to realize that's 52. That's what's he doing? He's doing 54% after a burn. So that means that thing would have done like 108 damage. That's just too much power. And we go in, so I have to go into Cobalion at this point, and finally he switches out, and it's beautiful. I'm able to get up my rocks. I'm able to use Flash Cannon to try and deal with this thing. I get Flamethrower, but it's not enough. The burn doesn't even matter either. But he procs Red Card, and he goes into the Vaporeon. Now, it's the time to use Volt Switch, and I pop a second berry, which is good. Popping berries is going to be good. So I go into Florges, and it's perfect. He doesn't get the burn here, which is good. I'm able to Toxic the Florges, but he Heal Bells and gets rid of all of his statuses, which kind of sucks for me. He goes into the Mega Aggron, which takes damage, but Moonblast is just able to kill, and I mean just able to kill. That was definitely a roll, and I got very lucky being able to take out Mega Aggron there. But I lost 2 Mons in the process. Now, I needed to preserve Mandibuzz because, again, Mandibuzz was taking about 50% from a Heavy Slam from that. So I had to be very careful because Mandibuzz is a major, counter to, I believe, like 4 of his Mons. So, like, right here, this thing, it's hard to hit the Mandibuzz. So I'm able to get up another Toxic, which is always good. I'm going to force him to make the play with the Heal Bell. He misses his Toxic. Very good. I Whirlwind him out into this thing. Wild Charge does at crit. Wild Charge is going to hit him with the Rocky Helmet. Wild Charge is going to hit him with the Recoil, but it does about 50% with a crit. Which, I mean, it's good for me to see that this thing actually won't be able to do much. So I get the Toxic off because I know that's going to be important. And he switches into this thing. Now, I'm able to get a free Roost here, which is beautiful because it's going to preserve one of my main win cons. And I Whirlwind out into this thing and kind of force him to, I want to say waste his wish, but I really don't because, I mean, I do end up making him waste his wish in the long run because I'm able to do that. So he's able to get off a Heal Bell, which kind of sucks for me. But either way, now he's got this Beyblade out, which is kind of funny, and he Rapid Spins away my rocks, and that really does suck, because those were, pretty important to me. I am predicting a switch at this point, so I go into Cobalion here, which he does protect, which kind of sucks, that I should have gone for rocks. I should have predicted that, but I didn't. So I go for Flash Cannon, just trying to pick up kills, and it's really a mistake on my part, because, I'm not playing smart. He goes for a Flare Blitz, which ends up killing himself, but he gets a burn, which is very unlucky for me. So, kind of sucks. He goes into the Paint It Pink again, goes into that Clefable. I'm forced to switch into my Florges because I can't be letting what's-his-face here take damage Mandibuzz. So he goes into the Beyblade, which is kind of a weird move for me, but then I see he gets the Bullet Punch and the crit, and that absolutely sucks. So, because you got to figure it like this, right? That non-crit would have done, I want to say, between 30 and 40%. So, yeah. Oh, no, it would have been done like between 50 and 60%, something like that. I don't know the exact percentage, but I would have been at much better health. So he goes into Bob the Builder here. I protect to get a little bit more leftovers, and I see he's got the return. So I'm not sure what his set is. I go into Cobalion here, and I'm figuring he's probably he's Life Orb at this point. So he goes for the Quick Attack to take out the Latios, which sucks. I go into Mandibuzz here, and he does a return, and it kills me, and that is very interesting to me that he has that much power. Which, I mean, he does have the huge power, but still. So I go into Florges, and I protect to get a little bit more lefties, and he EQs. Which is really interesting for me that he's not going for a return, but oh well. Either way, he does pick up a kill here. And that means that's going to be game a 3-0-3 loss for me. Kind of sucks, but it's the way it goes. So I've been Vampire218, hoping to, turn it around week 3 and stop being last place. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, share, comment, favorite, and subscribe. My opponent's channel will be in the description, so check him out, check out his perspective, and bye.